Do you still not think you need another creative midfielder? Let's say hypothetically, first game, like you have a Rodri situation. Odegaard, obviously, touchwood doesn't happen, so that was an injury in anyone. Let's say Odegaard does his ACL. Can you rely on Wanyeri and Havertz and like that throughout the season to be the 10 to have the output?
It depends who the winger is. If you sign a winger who can also play in the 10,
need to get them the ball right, unless you're coming and getting the ball from deep and driving 80 yards every time like Vinny Jr. does. You need more. Like when City won the league, they had Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez, Sterling. They had creativity coming out their arse.
You know something? I know people are going to laugh, but we still have Kai Havertz, and he's going to play in the midfield some games too. Let's not forget that.
That's what I'm saying. But can you rely on him in the midfield?
Not Kai Havertz in the 8. That worked so well last time.
No, he'll be playing in the 10. He'll be playing as a second striker off Victor Gyökeres. I don't think for a second that I'm looking at Arsenal's team and I'm saying we need another creative 10 massively right now. What we need is a left winger. What we need is a striker. What we're going to be getting is another DM that can rotate with Partey and start over Partey as the foreseeable future, like Zubimendi, and then some pieces in the defense if we're shifting out a bunch of defenders. But overall, the main two pieces is those two forwards, and then the Zubimendi signing.
I'll be honest. The main thing is if Arteta's mentality gets fixed. If signing Gyökeres fixes Arteta's mentality, because right now his mentality is not a title-winning mentality.
So what's his mentality then?
His mentality right now it's too negative. It's too much focused on grinding out and making sure he doesn't concede. The most scared I've been, the most threatened I've been of an Arsenal team was that first year where he came second. When you were playing teams off the park.
The year
you know why that was?
It was scary that year.
Do you know why that was? Do you know why that was, Tom? The reason why that is because it's relatively unknown. It's your first year being really up there, and teams are like, "Wow, what is this?" Second year, teams respect you more. They play a lot more deeper defensively, and they play you differently because they respect you. And now that it's the third year, let's be honest. This year, out of all years, we've had the worst attack out of all three. Less predictable. Less attacking, and also more injuries in the attacking third, which have led to poor performances throughout the entire team. So I don't think it's Arteta's mentality necessarily. I think it's a combination of three things. One, less predictable because now you have a larger sample size. Two, injuries have kind of crippled us. And three, some of the players have underperformed, like Martin Odegaard underperforming this season. So I don't think it's necessarily Arteta alone.
They can be conducive of each other. I think Martin Odegaard has underperformed because the team system isn't set up to maximise his attacking talents. How many times have we watched Arsenal this year go 1-0 up and then try and hold on to it?
Stop it. When Jesus was fit.
I'm telling you the truth though.
1 second.
How many times have you drawn 1-1 because you go 1-0 up and then you're going
look at our movement. Look at our movement and attacking in that period when Jesus, Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard were all fit. The way that we moved in the final third, the way that we had
that was like 2 games.
You're talking like a 3-week period out of an entire season.
That 3-week period goes to show you what we're capable of doing as a squad.
You've thrown away more games this season than any other team in the league.
And for 3 weeks, ago, Luis Diaz was top scorer in the league. So should I expect him to be the top scorer in the league?
I will not sit here and be lectured about mentality when it was nothing to do with mentality and had more to do with availability and having to get the best out of what you have to your disposal. If you lose your starting striker, your starting right winger, your backup striker, and
they've
you
not
then,
been gone
you
for
then,
the whole
you then
season.
Go out there. Nah, bro, it's illogical to say you're going to go out there.
They've not been gone for the whole season, Agal. You were 9 points behind when Saka got injured.
Regardless,
the problems were there already.
9 points is 3 games. You make it seem like you didn't drop points.
Liverpool have Alisson out last season for 7 weeks.
Being 9 points behind only means it would have been harder for us to try to chase you. But the reality is we would have kept pace if it wasn't for these injuries. We would have maybe kept it closer based on what we did last year if we didn't have the same issues. Now Liverpool deserved the league. Let me ask one thing. One second, stop. Liverpool deserved the league, and I'm not saying you don't deserve it, but I'm just saying Arsenal did have issues no fault from Liverpool, but our own issues did lead to the way that we ended up playing a little bit more pragmatic, a little bit more cagey, because we had small margins. We did not have the same level of finishing. We did not have the same level of creativity. There was games where we were churning out Ethan, Trossard, and Sterling. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that this team was the same level.
I'm not arguing that, but you were 9 points behind with everyone but Odegaard fit. The problem was your mentality.
No, it wasn't.
Too many games this season, Mikel Arteta doubted his players going forward and went, you know what, I'm going to fall back on the defence, and it didn't work. There were games it worked, but too many times it didn't. You have drawn 14 games this season. I don't care that, we had some injuries.
Why have we drawn 14 games?
That is not the sole. You were not winning all them games.
The reason why we drew 14 games is not because we were defensive. It's because we couldn't finish our fucking dinner, bro. What are you talking about?
Okay, so can I ask you one question?
How is it? Oh, you're defensive because you don't want to lose? No, we were defensive. We were defensive in your mind because we couldn't score the fucking goal, and we defended because we tried to still stay in the game to win it. Just because you've had 14 draws doesn't mean you're defensive. It could also mean you just aren't good enough offensively, and that's why. One second. That's why we have the same level of defense, but the difference between our two teams is our attacks, and it's not about weak mentality. The mentality is not the issue. The mentality of the manager is not the issue. It's the offensive inability in the final third to create to finish off the chances that we do create.
So I've just pulled up your fixtures, and I'm looking at the draws that you've had, and that were the first 5 draws of the season you had in the Premier League. In 4 of them, you scored for. In 4 of them, you had the lead at one point.
How many of those were red cards? At least 2 of them.
There's always a fucking excuse, isn't there? Guess what? Team can win with 10 men.
Guess what? So what? Every team's different.
Teams can win with... Oh my... So then it is a mentality problem. If you're the only team that can't win with 10 men, it's a mentality problem, plain and simple.
No, it's not a mentality issue. We're the only team who's had 6 red cards, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you didn't get them all in one game. Why could you not beat Brighton 1-0? You had a red card. Teams are beating Brighton with 10 men.
We beat Wolves with 10 men. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you the truth.
You're quite literally
I'm giving you perspective.
Some teams can't win with 10 men.
Listen, I'm giving you perspective. If you don't want to hear it, fair play. I'm telling you my logic behind all these things, and you just don't want to hear it. The reality situation is you came here with some perspective bullshit about how this is you came here talking about you came here talking about the fact that it's mentality. I don't want to hear mentality bullshit, because we had the mentality the last.
Why? Because it hits too close to home. Because 3 years straight you failed.
We had the same mentality the last 2 years. It doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, and you didn't win anything then. So it's a mentality problem. If you'd won, I wouldn't say it's a mentality problem. But 3 years making zero progress is a mentality problem.
This is the same. You have the same fucking mentality of the year before.
But I won the league this year. So mentality is fixed because I won a trophy.
They won the League Cup last year.
And I won a trophy before that.
The reason why Liverpool won the league this year is not all of a sudden there's been a mentality change. Okay? It's not only because of the manager change. There's also been performance levels have risen to another level from the likes of Mo Salah and Salah.
Because you have a new mentality in your squad. You have a winning mentality.
Martin Odegaard getting injured, coming back from the injury. Martin Odegaard getting injured, coming back from the injury is not a mentality issue. But Kyle Saka getting injured, missing a big portion of the season is not a mentality issue. A bunch of your attackers going down at the same time is not a mentality issue. It's just a debilitating injuries throughout your squad. Now, when we talk about mentality, I'm talking about Arsenal going away to at home versus Aston Villa and losing that game in a poor fashion last year. You could say that was a mentality issue, but overall, I don't see this season and look at it and say, oh, well, the mentality was the issue. If we just fix our brains, we'll be better. No, fuck that. The reality is we don't have a good enough team. You could have the best mentality.
So you don't have a good enough team to get more than 2 points against Brighton this season.
Guys, we're gonna go to the audience for a minute. Guys, it's a great debate. I want to go to the audience for a moment here. This here says, Egal, how much does Arteta pay you? Big up to the panel. Wayne here, though, says, Tom, that's nonsense. So Some nice contrast in the audience here. If Salah was injured, Liverpool don't even get the top 4. Do you think if Salah was out for as long as Saka, you'd have won the league, Tom? Based on this super chat, this is
never.
Probably not. No.
So is it a mentality thing? No, it's not.
Yeah, but
Gal, Saka wasn't injured the last 2 years when you failed.
Liverpool have got the one thing I'll say on this.
He played pretty much every other game the past 2 years, despite his shitty fucking limps at full time, and he still won fuck all.
Bro, you still
they've demonstrated they can get over the line. When you
said you had injuries at the end of the season, everyone said calm. Everyone knew Liverpool.
No, they didn't. No one said that at the end of last year. Went, it's all right. Everyone was taking the piss out of us.
Do you think this group of players you've got right now, and this manager you've got right now, can get over the line?
I believe so. They just need a better attack.
They just need another 200 million and a fourth year.
We have the defense. We have the midfield. We're just missing the attack. Go get us those attacking quality.
You're just missing the attack. We spent 200 million on.
Bro, we never spent 200 million on the attack. This is how I know you're talking shit. Do you even know how many players in the attack Arteta is invested in? He's only gotten Jesus, Kai Havertz, and friggin' what do you call it? Trossard. That's it. That's less than 100. That's less than friggin' 100 and what? 15 million?
Less than 115. Jesus was like 50. Havertz.
No, Jesus was 45.
Sorry, 45. Sorry, that's how bad of me.
Okay, 125 max on 3 players. You yourself spent more money on Cody Gakpo and Darwin Núñez than we've spent in our attack the whole friggin'.
How did I do that when I spent 35 on Gakpo and 80 on Núñez?
Liverpool have got players that have won things with that team. Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent, Salah. That Arsenal team at this moment in time haven't demonstrated that they can get over the line. How many have you got right now from the side that won the FA Cup?
Listen, I'm sick and tired of this agenda, bro.
It's not an agenda; it's a fact.
Just because Van Dijk and Salah. One second. Just because Van Dijk and Salah have won things, it doesn't magically make everybody else better.
And Alisson and Robertson and Trent.
What it does is it shows. What it does is.
Gravenberch wins how many leagues?
Oh, fair play.
How many players have you got? Just question. How many players in that Arsenal team have won something?
What?
How many players in that Arsenal team have won something? So Marino's won a Euros, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tierney won shitloads at Celtic. Who else?
Yep. I think this is
Jorginho won a bit at Chelsea.
Jorginho, who else?
I think winning experience doesn't mean shit because you had a World Cup winner in your team. You still never won anything for years.
That is mental, Gal.
So when it comes to Arsenal, our debilitating issues this season has not come down to mentality because what we've shown, even though we've had injuries, we've had issues, we've still tried to push on. My main thing is, at what point does the team with the most injuries in the league, matter of fact, the most injuries in the league, the team that's already, everyone says, does not have a quality striker, that does not have a quality left winger based on everyone's books, and also their best talismans in Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard getting injured, is expected to win the league. No chance. Man City, who's everyone says is 10 times better than Arsenal going into the season and is guaranteed to win the league, lost Rodri, lost a couple of defenders, and fell off the face of the planet. And you guys are acting like Arsenal should win the league and have a divine right to win the league.
Because guess what, I was told.
At some point, I've realized we've become every single football fans in the Premier League's personality, and you guys just like to talk about Arsenal in a way that doesn't make sense.
Guys, we're going to go to some more of the super chats here. Wayne says, why didn't Liverpool win the league last season?
Because we missed too many chances.
No, it's because you guys got the
we factually had the most big chances missed last year. So we missed too many chances. Too many games we threw away because we didn't score them.
Yeah. Spencer here.